My name is Rinkoo, and that's my sign name. I've got one guy, and this guy's like cheap labour from Wolverhampton. I brought him in. He's going to do my voiceover for me. His name's Candio. Really happy that I've got you guys here to see my show. But now I'm taking a risk. I'm going to share with you my story, my life, really. I'm going to talk to you about my life. And that's not a thing that deaf people in Britain do, really, to be honest. You know what deaf people are like? It's none of your business. That's what they say, right? We all know that. That's the way that we are. It's true, right? But I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to talk to you about my life. This is probably the first time you've ever seen an Asian man who's a comedian. And a deaf guy as well, anyway. So, I'm going to tell you about my life up to tonight. And it's funny, right, because I've been trying to fit into this world for a long, long time. I remember once I went into a deaf dressing room, football dressing room, right, couldn't believe it, there was this deaf guy there. What, it's hairy, furry almost. I said to this guy, I said, listen bro, you look really, really hairy, you're lucky. He said, why am I lucky? He said, when you have sex, bro, the girl can grab your hair. He went mad, went ballistic. He said, listen, I don't want to talk to you again. And he didn't. 3 days, no conversation. He told me I was an idiot, somebody I was a fool. And at that moment I thought to myself, I'm different. Totally different. Indian weddings, you go into an Indian wedding, right, it's got free drinks, free food, free curry, it's all there. Yeah, you invite white people, they love it. Oh my god, curry, free curry, oh, this is fucking village, drinks. It's true. Indian culture. You know, I'm going to tell you something now, you're going to be shocked. Oh, there's so many things I can tell you, you're all going to be like, what? Let me tell you about Indian culture, right? So, I've got about 50 cousins. That's it, I've got a big family.
Good man.
Good man.
See you soon.
Copy, ciao.
Yeah, and you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was sick of being the youngest. And you know what? I'm sick of being the youngest in my family. Once, my family visited, loads and loads of them. Dad's standing there and he goes, it's like white women walking like that. You see them like that, he's pointing at them. There's this woman, she said, that's your auntie, give her a hug. I said, what are you about? I don't know this woman. I just walking up to her, tears in my eyes, crying. Random woman, just walk up to this, oh God, yeah. I'm sick of it, I'm sick of being the youngest, sick of everyone being like, Rinkoo, do this, Rinkoo, do that. Mum got suspicious. Something not right with this boy. Just to stare at me. Yeah. I remember she grabbed me, she took me down to the doctor. The doctor was like, no, he's fine, he's fine. Of course, eventually they worked out that I was deaf. Mum was, like, she's devastated, sobbing. The doctor was like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. You're going to get extra benefits from the government. Don't worry about it. So I went in, and there was like loads of my dad's friends, and they saw me wearing hearing aids, and they were like, what's that? What's he got on his ears? And Dad was like doing this, like his ears don't work. And the look on my dad's face, he was so upset.
Jump.
You know, my dad wanted me to become hearing. He took me to a white church. They tried to heal me, sticking their hands on the side of my head, shaking, praying to God, speaking in tongues. It didn't work. It didn't work. I didn't become hearing. Dad said there was something wrong with me. I remember one day I came out of my house. You know, I've seen all these gangs in the area. I think it's normal, right? I'm just, it's fine, whatever. I saw this white guy who's a drug dealer, right? I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what he was. I just got used to it. This guy's like stumbling along. He's like shooting up all the time. I see this guy. I see him, and he comes up to me this one day. Oi, Rinkoo, come here, man. Do you want to try some of this crack? I was like, what? Yeah, cool. Why not, man? Let me try this. I'm rolling up my sleeve. Oh, this is a true story, you know. I'm rolling up my sleeve. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to shoot up with this guy. This guy's getting the syringes, and this is literally what happened. This gang hanging out on the corner. Mum told me, don't hang out with these guys. They're bad people. They're dangerous. Stay away from them. Yeah. This gang, full of Asian lads, took one look. Oi, what the? They went mad, went ballistic, came running over, grabbed this guy. He ran off. And they grabbed me, because they knew who I was, right? The only deaf person in their street. They were like, oi, listen, you, Rinkoo, don't shoot up. I was like, what? I was like, but the doctor said to me that taking that to remember, like, right, you've got to go over to this place in Birmingham. You know, Birmingham was, it's like, you know, the Roman walls, that's what it was like. You stayed in like a little area, you didn't know what was outside of your area. And one day I ended up in this taxi, and we ended up driving all the way down to this place, which was completely different, full of white people. I'll never forget, probably the worst moment, right, this teacher runs up to us. You know what, like, people are like when they're trying to get deaf people to read and come right up to you and read in your face. I was like, motherfucker, what is this? Oh, you stink. Hello. Oh, you know the worst thing is they say oh, it's that long oh. Oh, it fucking stinks, mate. The worst is she just said my name, Rinkoo. I'm like, oh God, the smell. So what is that? Coffee. Coffee. Fucking coffee. I realised, back where I grew up, no Indians drink coffee.
How are you? Bro? Yes.
Oh my God.
Did you recognise
Oh
me?
my God. Not much then.
I was very young then. We didn't have that. Do you remember the boards? Right on the board. You won't be on the film. You're not allowed to be on the film.
I think I can bet back now. You can bet back what they call or what that you are they call it. And you say no.
Did I?
And then what happened? I'm like it. So you
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I'm like I just don't be well.
In assembly on Fridays, we sing Happy Birthday and the children sign it.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. And so I sign it. And that is. Yeah, it's all good.
Come, I think not about China. We went up there from outside. I came to school, I told you today I've learned new China. And you don't.
Oh no.
You shout at me and said, don't have to do something. No.
Oh, yeah,
But it's not done.
because they taught you to speak.
It's like it's not.
Yeah. Wow. Times are changing.
And of course, you know, my primary school, my first school, sign language, you couldn't use it, right? You couldn't use facial expression, you couldn't have teachers were like really hot on it, right? I never forget the one day I saw this woman, breasts, right, just so visually motivating, you know what I'm saying? Grabbed all the desks and said, look at this man, what's happening? Teachers, of course, runs over, oi, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you just say something about tits? No. Unfortunately, my deaf friend who can't hear the teachers in the background hearing this. Shit. Teacher knows. Right, you lot, over there, slapped us on the hands. And you know we had to stand in front of this wall, hands on our head. You're in trouble. 2 weeks, 2 weeks detention. I was like, why? Why is it for 2 weeks? I realised it's a week for each tip.
That's nice.
But in my local area, where my school was, there was an area, I thought, you see, the Nazis was a World War II thing because of that old World War II veteran who turned up, but I didn't realise at the time that the Nazis were still in Birmingham, turning up. They used to walk up to us like this, oi! Oi! Skinheads. I was like, I didn't understand it. We started running, they used to chase us. They want to kill us, they want to fight us, but I couldn't understand why. This one white guy walked up to me, oi, oi! My deaf mate, he was Asian, so he went like this. I said, no, don't fucking what? He got angry. I'm gonna fucking kill you. That was it, we started running, getting chased through the street. And you know, I never forgot that moment. This was something that I needed to do, right? Signing on every day at the job centre. Signing on with something like that. Fuck up my next career. Can't get a job. Back to the fucking job centre. Sorry guys. Can you please give me some absolute one? Always say it's not available. I left and went to Newcastle and I got a job. Then I was discriminated against. I left and moved to London and I was discriminated against because I'm deaf and Asian. It was constant. I'd had enough, so I went to India for a holiday. In India, I was free to be me with no discrimination. I felt I could do what I wanted, it felt good. When that was done with, I came back to England. The discrimination never let up. I struggled and struggled. It was just the same old shit.
With that one there, I like that one. Anytime.
Okay.
Thank you.
I met a stranger once, this guy took a picture of me and he went, why did you take a picture of me? I said, there's nothing more than fun. And then he said to me, let me tell you something. And he told me a story about when he was drunk. He said he was drunk, he was on a boat in Ireland, right? And he woke up in the middle of fucking nowhere. He was telling me his life story. Met another person. This guy, he said to me, listen, I'm really poor. I've got nothing, but I want happiness. I don't know how to get it though, because I'm so poor. I thought, whoa, one picture to connect with these people. I'm living in Birmingham, like I said to you, like that wall, right? I can't see outside my own little world where I live, you know? I'm just getting on with whatever because I'm deaf. I come out of that environment, I want to meet people, but I can't communicate with them. It's so hard. But this camera is a tool, and I thought to myself, pictures help me to connect with these people.
Nice.
Thank you. How do you say thank you? Thank you. No. How do you say thank you in thank you?
Welcome. Welcome. Red?
Yeah, down is red, yeah.
Happy day. You did that?
Yeah.
You did happy day?
Yeah, every day.
You have a good heart.
Thank you.
that.
Remember when I told you it's none of your business? But now I've had an opportunity to share. My journey started negatively, but then turned into a positive. I've been through racism and discrimination. Without that racism and discrimination, I don't think I'd have become a photographer or a comedian. Now things have changed so much and become positive, and that's how Birmingham made me. Thank you for watching.